between the limitations of Miami and how small they are.
They really small, ain't they?
Man, especially without Bam, and Bam wasn't the tallest guy either. So it's like,
Bro, do you know that LeBron is bigger than Bam?
that's what somebody said yesterday, and I'm like,
So
jeez.
Bam is a hot 6'8.5". LeBron is somewhere around 6'9". So LeBron is the point guard. Y'all hear me? The point guard of the Lakers. And he's bigger than the biggest guy on the Heat, or supposedly the biggest guy outside of Kelly Olynyk. But Kelly Olynyk, he's somewhere around 6'8", 6'9". And then it got so bad yesterday, man, to where I'm literally watching, and it mentioned Jamar, Mark Jackson mentioned that they were considering starting Udonis Haslem just because of the fact that, he was giving them like this super motivational speech and things of that nature. He was getting all into the guys, but he was just stating to start him for 5 minutes of the first 5 minutes of the game to try to get some type of, tone to be set for the Heat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, they better try any and everything because, man, it's a wrap. Like the only chance I really had was them, fully healthy and playing the same basketball they've been playing. But if they're not fully healthy, like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I didn't even finish watching the whole game because it's like zone or no zone. There's nothing you can do with Anthony Davis. He's gonna get his way. I mean, and then the Heat, it's like with them being so small, they have to hit like a huge chunk of their shots. Otherwise,
Right.
they can't stay in the game. I mean, Lakers came down from heaven from the 3-pointers they hit in game one, but still, for what it's worth, it's not enough. You got LeBron doing backdoor cuts for alley oops from Rajon Rondo and Dwight Howard over there dominating in the first quarter, and of course Anthony Davis, and then you get production from Rondo hitting threes and
That's
Caruso.
demoralizing when you got Rondo hitting threes on you.
It is. I'm sitting here like Rondo comes down, hit a three in somebody's face, and then I got a wide open shooter for the Heat, and they bricking. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna win like this at all. So
Mm-hmm.
no, it's a wrap, man. Especially without Dragic, that hurt big time because that's
That
another
hurt.
person that can get you a bucket at any time. You don't have that. Offense looks stagnant. Defense can only do so much. I mean, it's a wrap. It
So
is.
yeah, do it appear that this will possibly be the easiest finals for LeBron? I mean, he has been through it, right? I mean, going through the Spurs, man, with Tony Parker, with Manu Ginobili, with Danny Green, with Kawhi Leonard, with Tim Duncan, of course, and the master man Greg Popovich. He had it rough with the Spurs those 3 times, lost twice to him. Going through the Golden State Warriors, pre Kevin Durant, and then with Kevin Durant, it was like, yeah, that's the second best player in the world, and he arguably is the best player in the world, and he's definitely the best offensive player in the world because you can't block that shot. You can't block that Howard 7'5" shot that he shoot up. You can't block that. I don't give a damn who you are. You can't block it. And just beat you in so many ways. So this year appears to be one of the easiest finals for LeBron. One thing I would say, man, that really demoralizes the Heat is that the Lakers can break down their zone, Jamar. So you can put LeBron somewhere in the back of the zone. You can let Rajon, the point guard, break down the zone. Him or the backup. What's the white boy name?
Uh, Caruso.
Yes, Alex Caruso. He can break down a D, and you can have AD do a cut, and he's wide open. Pretty much nobody can stop him once he's at a certain point near the rim. Then if not, you can push it out to Danny Green. You can push it out to KCP, who's been balling, by the way. And yeah, you got so many ways that you can be beat. Kyle Kuzma can hit you with the mid-range, but he can hit you with the three. And then the Lakers, they just defend. They defend so well. I saw, Jimmy Butler trying to break to the hole, and AD's long arms just eliminate all that, And so yeah, the Heat, they put up a puncher's chance. It remind me of the Nuggets series where they just did their best. They did their best. They fought, but it's just not enough. Not against the great Lakers. The Lakers are a great team. I think we're starting to see that. I've been saying it for quite some time. Everybody was worried, Jamar, about their offense prior to the bubble, them not being able to shoot threes. I think me and you, Jamar, know good and well that LeBron was just pacing himself for the playoffs. That's it. Like, he does it all the time. I mean, literally, right? Like, this is his 10th NBA Finals. I was not going to be fooled or drawn into the fact that they were missing a few three-pointers. No, LeBron is very well prepared. He'll be very well prepared. He's just bracing himself for the playoffs, which he was. And once they got in the playoffs, you saw you begin to know what time it was. So, yeah, with that being said, man, the Lakers, I'm not going to sit there and say that the Lakers will sweep the Heat, although it looks like it'll be a sweep. I will, out of respect, give the Heat one game because I respect Jimmy Butler in his heart. I respect pit bulls. I respect basically a bunch of pit bulls running up on you and mauling you when they get an opportunity. And that's what the Heat's trying to do. They're trying to find a way to climb. That's what dogs do. So I got respect for that. And so we'll see what the Heat get into. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Game 3 is Sunday. And so, some people are saying just let them go ahead and play as soon as possible to get it over with. Don't disrespect the Heat like that, all right? They are in the NBA Finals for a reason. They made it for a reason. So, I mean, man, if Dragic would have got hurt, bro, like the Celtics would have beat the Heat. My Celtics would have been in the finals. And actually, I think me and you, Jamar, know that the Celtics would have been a way better matchup for the Lakers.
Yeah, at this point in time, yeah.
Yeah, they would have been a better matchup for the Lakers. They still would have got whooped in 5 games, but they would have, they would at least have 5 games.
Exciting.
Yeah, been more exciting, So, all right, that's the quickest NBA finals analysis ever. Generally, that's a lot to talk about. But Jamal, let's talk about the Bulls really quickly. We got the NBA draft coming up really soon. We additionally hired your boy Billy Donovan from the OKC Thunder to rejuvenate this young Bulls team. By the way, very quickly, congratulations to Doc Rivers, who signed a 5-year deal. He was the quickest unemployed head coach I've ever seen. 3 days, actually. He was unemployed, and now he's back a head coach, 5 years with the Philadelphia 76ers. Amazing. It shows you the track record. So he is taking over in Philly with Embiid and Ben Simmons. The East, just for the record, everyone, the East will be loaded because you got our Bulls coming too. Don't sleep on the Bulls. We're going to be fighting for the 7-8 seed next year. Psych, possibly. We'll see. But you got KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn. You still got the Heat. You got the Celtics still. You still got the Raptors. You got Philly now with Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons. And somebody else I'm trying to think of, bro, that's legit in the East. I mean, I like Indiana. They're not a tough out. You got Oladipo and those guys. You still got the Bucks.
Mentioned Brooklyn.
The Bucks. Yeah, I mentioned Brooklyn. So I'll make this number 7 because I just mentioned the Bucks. And if the Bucks is rumored that they'll get Chris Paul this offseason, if they get a floor general like Chris Paul, watch out for the Bucks because Giannis just need a real point guard. That's all he needs. It's just like with AD. You hear me? I know sports, y'all. If the Bucks were to get a Chris Paul, they would be very similar to like a Lakers team. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Okay? So it's highly rumored that Chris Paul will be going to Milwaukee this offseason. That's 7 legit teams. That 8th seed can be fought for. It can be fought for by Orlando. It can be fought for by the Bulls. If the Bulls were to hopefully have a surprising season. So the East, I'm just saying, it looks like it'll be loaded next year. And it won't be as weak as some people have rumored it to be. I think it'll be an overall stronger conference possibly than the West. Yes, I said it. So, right, it can be. It has potential. So, yeah, man, do you like this hiring with Billy Donovan? Do you think it's a good hiring? Do you think, additionally, he'll lead us to moving the ship in the right direction? And then how long will it take possibly? And then my last question to you is, who do you think we should draft? Because this draft is coming up as well.
Gotcha. So how I feel about it is, once Billy Donovan became available, I feel like he was the best choice for the Bulls. Prior to that, me and you were on the same page as far as like Adrian Griffin or somebody like that, which is fine. I feel like the Bulls had like win-win scenarios all the way around here. It's like just because of how their front office is assembled right now, and getting Billy Donovan. I mean, I feel like he's proven in a sense to where I feel like he's getting the best out of his players. I know Chris Paul was a big help for that Thunder team this past year, for them to go from a 0.02% chance of making the playoffs to maybe a minute away from being in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. I know, like I said, I know Chris Paul is a big help, but I feel like Billy Donovan at the same time was definitely a part of that as well.
Yeah, very true.
And if anything that I've noticed from his coaching from his days in Florida, to where he was a pretty damn good coach there, to
2 national championships,
back to back,
3 appearances, multiple Final Fours,
to this Thunder team now, it's like he is great at developing and motivating young talent, in which that's basically what the Bulls are: young talent that just needs to be coached up, motivated, and developed.
Right.
The Bulls have, honestly, I don't remember the last time the Bulls actually had a coach that can do that with young talent. I know when Tibbs was here, he basically, had the luxury of having Derrick Rose, and probably to his fault played Derrick Rose so much to burn him out in 3 years.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, this is the first Bulls head coach that they hired with actually head coach experience in the NBA since Scott Skiles in 2003. So between that 17-year period, been nothing but first-time head coaches. So especially with a young roster, what you gonna do with that? I feel like you got to have somebody of Billy Donovan's stature to really get the most out of your players. And so I feel like players around the league respect them. Players like his former players and players that's on the Thunder team definitely still probably want to find a way here to play with him. And probably most important, it seemed like him and the front office are on the same page. So when you have that unity between the GM, the president, and the coach, that means you are definitely going to hit that mark, progress quickly, more, rapidly than you would probably expect in a normal situation if everybody wasn't on the same page. So I really feel like this was a great hire just because he became available, just happened to come available. Like, nobody thought he was going to come available. Everybody was, waiting on his extension or whatnot. So I feel like, the Bulls definitely benefited from that surprise dismissal of him. And as far as the draft, and I'm on the record and I will stay on the record, if we do not find our way in the top 3 or land one of those top 3 players, and I mean between Edmonds, Wiseman, and LaMelo Ball, which I really, really want out the 3. And I know there's still a chance that LaMelo can fall to the Bulls at 4. If we can't get one of those 3 at this point, I'd rather for us to flip the pick and somebody else to get somebody in here. And then that's my last point because Billy Donovan doesn't want to rebuild. He wants a quick turnaround. The Bulls front office on the record are stating that they do want a quick turnaround. So this quote unquote rebuilding process is not gonna be rebuilding. It's gonna be quick.
We're trying to contend, right?
Yes, that's what's gonna happen. So that's why I'm all for everything.
Right, and I see your point there with the contending, because you got Zach LaVine, you got a number of draft picks that we've been drafting now for years to try to rebuild, and so I can see the point there. If we get another piece with Zach LaVine, we can definitely be in contention for a fight for that playoff seed. So yeah, I like that. I've heard that as well. You've mentioned that before. I just want to put out that someone, Pillar Price, he mentioned to go ahead and draft Obi Toppin. And it's been a few people I've been seeing on social media, people that I've talked to just locally, like at the gym, they really like this Obi Toppin kid to come in and be a scratch for the Bulls in today's like small ball league. So that's what folks are, shooting for. Of course, many folks want LaMelo Ball. But I also seen on social media that he doesn't appear to want to come to Chicago or something. And I think Jamal Allen posted that with Historian Brew. And so that's rumored out there that he doesn't want to come to Chicago, which, of course, many people don't want to come to Chicago for some reason to play basketball.
I would say this, as far as that, like, I don't care if you don't want to come or not. If you don't want to be here, you just became another asset for us to leverage somebody else. So,
right. That's some humble pie for you, LaMelo Ball. Why would you not want to come to Chicago? Why would you not want to come to Lakeshore Drive? Why would you not want to come to the snow? Why would you not want to come to the winter? Like, why would you not want to come to Chirac, bro? Like, why would you not want to come deal with?
Ain't nothing. Ain't too much difference between here and New York, to be honest.
Exactly. Come on, man. Chicago is the best, man. You can enjoy Lakeshore Drive. You can enjoy Navy Pier. You can go to the Bears game with your Bears gear. Come on, man. You can go to the Cubs game. You can be a Sox fan. You can bump into me and Jamar. Like, you got it great.
You got the homies here.
Come on, man. Like, you got to look at the big picture here, LaMelo. Like, come to Chicago, bro. We'll treat you very, very well, man. So, like, I would hope that he come because he's a scoring machine. But it all depends on how the kid feels, of course, and it depends on how the organization for the Bulls feel. So I like your point, man. If we don't get that top three or those top three players, then let's go ahead, let's get an asset, and let's go ahead, make a trade, and let's get someone so that we can get into immediate contention. All right. So hopefully the Bulls, just if they get someone, they don't get somebody all washed up. Because the Bulls and the Bears, for Chicago teams, they love to do that for some odd reason. That's another point. So, all right. Let's now talk about these Kyrie Irving comments. And so my brother, Jamal Allen, he posted on Facebook. And so on Facebook, as you know, in our age, Facebook is a very important tool. It is something that we often do in our pastime. And it's just, a normal thing that we do. And so, basically Jamal Allen, he posted this comment on ESPN, on Facebook, and it was talking about basically in relation, Jamar, we just benched Mitchell Trubisky. So with us benching Mitchell Trubisky, it's just a terrible thing. And so we now have Nick Foles as our starting quarterback. But the debate and the conversations, of course, has been the regret or the loss of an opportunity cost of getting Deshaun Watson, getting Patrick Mahomes. And so basically, Torian, he just dismissed that. He stated like, hey, we, we didn't necessarily know at the time about Patrick Mahomes because he was at Texas Tech. So how could we really have hit on him if we didn't really know about him? Very good point, Torian. Very good point. But the thing is, he talked about Patrick Mahomes, and he mentioned how everybody just talks about that. And he briefly mentioned Deshaun Watson, but that was my issue with his argument, was the fact that he talked about Patrick Mahomes, but he mentioned Deshaun Watson and basically stating that he had injuries and things of that nature. And so my thoughts was, okay, at the time, yes, we did not know much about Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he was in the Big 12. He didn't play any national games. We just knew he was like a mini Brett Favre according to Mel Kiper and things of that nature, and that he could be great. He had great arm talent. So it's very well possible that we could have missed out on Patrick Mahomes, as most teams possibly could have, right? But Deshaun Watson, that's a whole nother story there. You had that pick. You had the second pick. You had the fourth pick. You traded up. That's another killer. You traded up to
Third
get.
pick. Third
We
pick.
had the third pick. Yes,
Hey.
we had the third pick, and we traded up to the second pick to get Mitchell Trubisky. Of course, we've talked about Trubisky not being a primetime player, things of that nature. But the one thing that really stood out to me with Torian's argument also is he stated that Deshaun Watson had injuries. And so for me, at the time, I believe we had Mike Glennon as a starting quarterback.
Right.
We knew his rookie year that we knew that if whoever was going to come in as a rookie, that they were going to sit behind Mike Glennon and have time to develop, over the summer, go through camps, etc. I just strongly felt, and one thing that bothered me was when it came out on the record that Deshaun Watson was never invited to work out for the Bears. And what really, really stuck wrong with me, man, is that they never had a conversation with Deshaun Watson. And this guy literally is fresh off a natty. When I say a natty, I'm talking about a national championship. He's literally fresh off of 2 national championship games, 3 playoffs, 3 college football playoffs. So he's used to the big time, winning records, losing maybe 1 or 2 games, 1 game every year or so, putting up major numbers, even considered strongly as a Heisman candidate, although he never got it done for the Heisman, but he was considered as a very strong Heisman candidate. Right. I just don't see how you don't invite him out. I can understand injuries. I can understand all that stuff, but you got to at least sit down with the guy out of respect. I know goddamn well if the Bears was in a lottery situation right now and Trevor Lawrence, okay, if Trevor Lawrence was this, he might have a better overall record or a better overall career than Deshaun Watson when it's said and done. If the Bears are going through that situation, which they damn near might, who knows, you telling me that they won't sit down with Trevor Lawrence? Please. You can sell it to a dummy. You can sell it to somebody that literally don't have common sense. That white boy would literally be all in the Bears office, and he would be getting all type of interviews. The issue with the Bears at the time, the Bears fan base, and I love pointing out this True Bears fan base page, they at the time was talking about Deshaun Watson as being arrogant, cocky, which is typical stuff they think of when they think of black males, athletes, right? Arrogant, cocky, hard to coach, things in that nature. It was a lot of people saying this, but then it was common sense people that were saying this is a good kid. Somehow, some way, I strongly feel that played a role in the Bears not wanting to talk to this kid. The injuries, yes, that played a role. Tori and I agree. That played a role. But I just felt like he was going to have time to develop anyway. He was going to have time to sit. He was going to have time to learn. He wasn't going to start his rookie year anyway. You saw the talent was there. One thing that possibly scared the Bears is they thought that they want a quarterback possibly that won't get hurt because he runs, things in that nature. It could be a liability, etc. But also the arm strength. I guess they felt that he didn't have the arm strength, etc. The Bears just missed the ball because I saw way back in 2017 when this draft occurred, I saw the trend of black quarterbacks beginning to take over the NFL. I saw it. And I saw that they were taking over because of sheer talent. And you can't deny the talent with Deshaun Watson. And so I just felt like the old lady in the booth, she had something to say about it. I felt like the McCaskies overall, the Angelos of the world, the Jerrys, they wanted to have a quarterback that would appeal to their fan base, which was a white face. I have never seen a black quarterback for the Bears, literally outside of washed up quarterbacks, the Jason Campbells and the Cordell Stewarts of the world. Other than that, it's been all white faces. And it's been very appealing to the Bears fan base. It's been very appealing to that old lady in the booth. And as a result, I think the Bears are going through this issue because they were afraid and are still afraid to take a chance on talent rather than taking a chance on, they're afraid to take a chance on talent rather than taking a chance, on getting someone that is a winner, that is mature, that is talented, that's a leader already. He was a leader and that just been battle tested. And so I hate to bring race up, but I think that played a big role here to why the Bears did not draft or even talk to a national champion, a Heisman runner-up, one of the best college football players in Clemson history, Deshaun Watson. So just your thoughts, Shamar.
Yeah, let me jump in. And I'm gonna piggyback on what you just said, and then I'm going to go with my points. I'm going to be very clear. With the owner of the Chicago Bears, point blank period, she does not want a black quarterback as the face of a franchise, period.
Thank you.
That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mitchell Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. Everybody knew who Deshaun Watson was because of his pedigree and what he did at Clemson. He went toe-to-toe with the Alabama Crimson Tide and got away and won. And won once.
Twice. He went toe-to-toe with him twice.
Yes, and definitely pulled it off with Clemson, which they was underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Patrick Mahomes, I know a lot of people didn't know about him, but the real ones did. If you really was into it, you knew who Patrick Mahomes was. You knew the type of matchups. And when he was going, I believe, toe-to-toe with Baker Mayfield, and they had like a game where they both threw over 500 yards and just lit it up and everything else. Just the same way
they were putting up 70s in those games.
Exactly. I know Big 12 football doesn't really get on national exposure, but we learned about RG3 the same way when he was at Baylor. Patrick Mahomes, the real ones know who Patrick Mahomes was. That's why he went as high as he did. If he wasn't known, he would have been a second or third round quarterback.
Wow. Very good point, man.
Now, the thing is, Mitchell Trubisky, I don't even know how he jumped up so high in these rankings, in these mock drafts, when he only started one season at North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a SEC school, a Big 10 school, not even a Big 12 school. We're talking about North Carolina ACC football team, not even a basketball team. If this was the Tar Heels basketball team and he was playing basketball, that's different. We're talking about the freaking football team.
The football team.
like didn't really have any he had a lack of experience, a lack of primetime exposure, and he was playing to where he was not like there was no pressure. There was no pressure. When you play in North Carolina football, there's no pressure, man.
No, man, it's a basketball school.
So they they looked at him, probably saw some of the tape where, oh, okay, he can do a little read option here. He's a little mobile. He has the persona, the mystique of what we're looking at to do here. This man didn't even take a snap under center. Everything was shotgun.
Right.
And so you're gonna sit up here and tell me that we wasted draft capital to go up one pick because you were scared that the 49ers were gonna take this guy? I guarantee the 49ers weren't even thinking about this guy. But
the 49ers were not thinking of, oh, thank you for that, Jamar. The 49ers were not thinking about Mitchell Trubisky. Really? No.
At all. And we gave up like 3 or 4 draft picks and just to go up
gave up the house, man. We gave up the house, dog.
For one spot to get a guy that I think at North Carolina, I think they went 8-5 that year.
8-5. You got it. 8-5. They went 8-5, bro.
So we're just gonna sit up here and we're gonna consider this guy to be a better prospect than Deshaun Watson. Like you said, the Deshaun Watson one does not sit well. The real ones knew about Mahomes, fine, but Deshaun Watson was all over. Everybody knew who Deshaun Watson was, and Deshaun Watson was proven. I don't give a darn about him tearing his ACL. A lot of players tear their ACLs in college, bounce back. Matter of fact, in this day and age, ACL injuries is not as bad going forward because apparently you come back stronger.
Yep.
This takes 2 years to fully come back. The first year is just, getting back, getting your feet wet. The second year, you come back a physical specimen. Look at Derrick Rose now. But anyway.
Right. Back after all that and having a pretty good career.
Indeed. And so, for them not, considering Deshaun Watson, it just makes it very, very clear. It's not because of his injuries, not because of his arrogance, not because, he might rub somebody the wrong way. It's because he's a black quarterback that has a lot of stature that you do not want as the face of your franchise. It's just that simple. Probably was intimidated and decided to go with a player that only started 13 games in the ACC. North Carolina, 1-8, never took a snap under center, had no pressure, and probably just fit the description of what you was looking for.
Right.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
That's it. Thank you. And so possibly, Torian, you watching my brother, but I wanted to address your great points to basically state that, I strongly feel that way about the Bears organization. They've been that way for years. I'm just looking at it from a historical standpoint. And so all the points are valid. We're not saying that we're here to disagree with you. We just wanted to get our points out there because from what we see and what I've known about the Bears organization, what I've known about their fan base, the Bears fan base, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, they have a large impact on what happens with that team. A large impact. And what they say damn near goes. It's one thing about the Bears organization. They listen to their fans. But unfortunately, their fans are conservatives. They're often right wingers. They're often folks that live out in the north suburbs, et cetera, with certain mindsets, if that makes sense. And so as a result, I think the Bears are just going through things because they have certain biases. So as a result, you make the bed and now you lie in it. Story remains to be told, but I tell you what, Nick Foles looked damn good this past week. Them balls he was throwing, I'm like, I ain't seen a ball like that.
Bruh. I kid you not.
Man,
that touchdown pass he threw to Anthony Miller, like on the screen. At first, it didn't look like
yes,
he was getting there, and then all of a sudden they just dropped in his lap. I'm like, bruh, where has this been?
man. I'm telling you, like, where has this been? Even that pass that got intercepted by Denard from the Falcons,
Oh yeah,
like the pass he threw to Robinson, like, man, that was one of the most beautiful balls I've ever seen. That was a better ball than Jay Cutler's. And we know Jay Cutler could throw the ball. He just would often throw it to the wrong team. But he could throw the ball.
yeah.
That ball was better than Cutler's. I'm like, man, I ain't seen
You
that in a while.
you know what that performance remind me of? When we went against the Eagles in the playoffs, when
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles was throwing the ball. That's what that
Right.
looked like. That's that Super Bowl quarterback that I saw, man.
I must honestly say that with Nick Foles as quarterback, I am confident now in the Bears offense. And
Yeah.
that's been a long time. I am confident with the Bears offense now with Nick Foles. I really am, because they appear to be very dangerous. And so,
It's crazy. He brought so much energy. Everybody was amped once he got in the game. Even the defense started to play hard.
exactly, they
They
were
they
motivated.
they must have been waiting on this move. They really had.
Yeah, man. And Mitch Trubisky to sit on the sideline, look sad, pout when the crowd he won't. But hey, at the end of the day, Mitch, it's about winning football games. Simple as that.
It
So,
is. And I
yeah,
feel a little bad for Mitch because he got brought into this whole situation. I mean, because anybody else, he probably wouldn't even been drafted number 2 overall.
right.
But it is what it is, man. Go Nick Foles.
True, true, true. All right. And so, yeah, man. With that being said, we've covered that conversation. Thank you for posting. Sorry, and keep those wonderful, wonderful posts going, man, because you get people riled up and you get a lot of interaction. That's one thing about Torian. That's one thing about you, Jamar, is y'all fellas know how to post the right things. And y'all know how to get everybody riled up. You should see the responses that brother be having from just multiple people when he posts stuff. And so I thought it was very appropriate to bring that up, especially being of the recent benching of our first round pick, Mitch Trubisky, 2017. So, all right, let's get back into some NBA, bro. Let's get into Kyrie Irving's comments of basically talking about when it comes down to taking the last shot of the game. So as we know right now, Jamar, we got the NBA Finals going on. It's been folks coming at LeBron from multiple angles. It's just a lot of LeBron haters out there trying to find ways to take shots at the man just because, you know, they want to spot our eye, I guess. And so Kyrie Irving, he's tried to be a leader. He's tried in Boston. He's even tried in Brooklyn. He wanted to be it in Cleveland. He couldn't. I think it brought him the wrong way. And so recently on Kevin Durant's new podcast called the ETCs, he basically stated that up to this point, he has not felt comfortable with players taking the last shot. And he basically was like, up to this point with KD, I will have no worries if Kevin Durant takes that last shot because I know he can make it just as much as I can. One thing we know about KD and Kyrie is that they are best friends. They both appear, for me, they both appear to hate LeBron or be envious somehow his success. And so I just want to know, man, Kyrie Irving, he came out yesterday stating that it wasn't a shot. I felt like it was. Many people felt like it was. Do you feel like, man, this is a shot at LeBron James in a way to try to get at him, especially being that LeBron's having his success right now?
Of course, it's a shot. I mean, this isn't the first time either, right?
Nope.
I mean, Kyrie, ever since that LeBron came back to Cleveland, deep down inside, he felt some type of way. He felt like that's his team, and when LeBron was calling him what, kid or little brother or something, it definitely rubbed him the wrong way, and so he forced his way out and been taking subliminal messages and shots at him ever since, and this is just another one down the pipeline here. I mean, maybe probably deep down inside, like Kyrie does feel that way that that he was the best person at doing it, and it's the first time that he has somebody else that can really do it. He probably does really believe that. But what's the point of you saying this right now? Like why are we even like talking about this? Like, and both of them haven't even stepped on the court together yet. I mean, we've been like as teammates as far as Durant and Irvin. Like, I just hope, I really hope that next year everything that has been happening, what they've been saying off the court, like they can back it up all the way and make a deep run and maybe see the Lakers in the finals next year. I'm hoping so
Right.
because
I want to
anything
see that.
because anything short of them coming sniffing, like not even close to sniffing the finals, we're gonna look at y'all like like what's really good, like what are we doing here?
Right. Right.
So that's like I'm not surprised. It's another shot, point blank period. I'm just hoping they can back it up because if not, then we just gonna be like, so what now? What
Right.
do you say? Like world is flat times two. I don't know. Like what
Right. 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 You know those comments by Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, man, you say a lot of stuff, man, that just often push your foot in your mouth. Sometimes you just got to be very careful with stuff you say, because people will naturally take it certain ways. And basically, he tries to be like KD, where he try to has this honest filter sometimes. He definitely meant what he said. He just wants to try to not make it look like he's a hater. You're a clear hater, KD. Like you're a clear hater, Kyrie. The whole reason why you went to Golden State in the first place, and the whole reason why you left Cleveland. You can see the guys talking about LeBron, man, and they love circles. It'd be crazy as hell. Like literally talking about the man, trying to make it like he a goofy or something. I don't know what it is, but it's all just like they're jealous because he has the top spot and he'll be on the Mount Rushmore. You guys will be on Mount Rushmores, but you'll be on Mount Rushmores for certain categories. LeBron will be on Mount Rushmore with the all-time greats. It's a big difference. And so, Kyrie, I got a few percentages for you, or a few statistics. Actually, that finals, bro, and through that playoffs, in the fourth quarter, LeBron had a better 3-point shooting percentage than Kyrie. So although Kyrie took that last shot, I'm making an argument to state that LeBron very well could have possibly made a three-pointer. He could have. If you would have gave it to him in his right spot and he got his feet set, hell yeah, LeBron could have made that three-pointer. And so, yeah, I'm not taking nothing away from Kyrie, man. Kyrie is a dog, man. He's one of the best players we got in the NBA today. He is one of the most clutch players we got in the NBA. And I call him clutch because of moments like that. Nobody can, dribble like this man. As far as skills, I'll put him behind Kobe as like all time, literally, for players with the most skills. That brother got skills.
Yes.
Nobody can finish at the basket like him. And so we giving you your basketball talent, man. We giving KD. We of course we're gonna give you your basketball talent. When you come back next year, you are our top 6, I would say, because I got to keep AD there. I got to keep Giannis. I got to keep LeBron. I got to keep. But damn, KD can jump in there too. I mean, he probably can jump over Kawhi now the way he played in the bubble. And so yeah, basically, man, I just felt like it was a shot. I know it was a shot. LeBron, you just get business done and let these guys continue to talk. Because when you win the championship, or if you win the championship, they're going to really have more stuff to say. And so I think this is a to be continued thing. I think it's a podcast, right? So they'll address it the next time they're on. And additionally, they'll just have more stuff to say. So whatever, Kyrie, man, if it was a shot, man, I think you're very petty for it. Just appreciate greatness, man. And if you want to be great, man, get on that level. Keep working. Stop talking and get in the gym. Put in that work. Simple as that. And so, man, just back it up, period. So, all right, Jamar, let's cover some WNBA, bro.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you had a chance to, watch or see the highlights or watch the game of the game one of the WNBA finals between the two best teams literally all season, between Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart, and the talented Seattle Storm. I love Boyd as well. She's a baller. By the way, she was the MVP a couple years back when the Seattle Storm won the WNBA Finals. And then the Las Vegas Aces, Asia Wilson, pretty girl, man, but she's a beast. Angel McCoughtry. They don't have Cambridge, but they got Hamby. The Aces, and their angry coach.
Angry coach.
Mr. Bill Lambier. Yeah, man. You know, he don't smile much. He be cussing the referees out. And so, like, they are in the WNBA Finals, man. And so game one was last night. Seattle won by 11. They beat them pretty handily. But it is a best-of-5 series. And so just curious, man, who you got for this WNBA Finals? And just your thoughts on just whatever you've observed from game one.
All right. I'm gonna keep this brief. But, all right, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw two main players stand out in my eyes, which, you know, they always been sensational. Breanna Stewart's, man, her stat line, oh, my gosh.
She's a baller, bro.
She always has been. She went to UConn, right? If I'm not
mistaken.
Man.
You know, UConn produced the best.
Yes. What, 37-15 or something like that? Like,
girl is a beast. She going to get finals MVP off top.
Man. And then the other one, Sue Bird, she been hooping for like forever. She been hooping as long as Diana Taurasi, and it's like
she been hooping in the WNBA damn near since we've been in grammar school, bro. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, you're right. That's wild.
Yeah.
16 assists, I believe.
Oh yeah, she set an all-time record for the WNBA Finals.
Right, man. Dude, like, and I think she was 39 years old out here just.
Yeah.
Dude,
out here.
Man, it just brings back memories of her and her prime just killing it as well. So I'm happy to see her still like balling like this at a high level.
Right.
I know who Angel McCarthy is as well, and I know she's a hooper by far. But like, let me ask you this: is there anybody on Las Vegas that can even like guard Stewart? Because if not, then
I would say if you put Hamby on her, yeah, she can guard her. She can try her best. She's too quick for Asia Wilson. She's too quick for the center. I forgot her name. She used to be a assistant, a marketing assistant last year, and she came back. Their roster for the Aces, they got some dogs on their team.
Gotcha.
And they tough. And so if anybody, however, was, and I'm telling you, man, if the Aces had Cambridge, man, you think they tough now. They get her back, it's going to be curtains. They're going to really be ready for the storm. But they don't have her. And so, yeah, basically, man, I would say right now, though, your best bet is putting Hamby on her. She can guard her. And Hamby's a hooper, too. She can ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I believe everything that you're saying because you definitely know a lot more about this than me. But if I was to pick somebody, I would pick Seattle because I believe they are the favorites in this situation, and I know the two players that I named are dogs, like legitimate superstar dogs. So I'm gonna just roll with that. But like I said, I don't know too much about this as you do. So I would take everything that you say into heart because you definitely know more.
Yep. And so, I try a little bit. But I tell y'all what, man, the WNBA, man, y'all need to get it in tune. These games be phenomenal. The talent is off the charts. These ladies be putting up buckets. They can hoop, man. And so, I would say in regards to my pick, I would pick actually the Aces in the series, as crazy as it sounds. I think it's a series that's just beginning. It's game one. I'm not going to go overly excited. They will find a way to neutralize, I would say, grandma in this case. And, oh, man, Sue Bird, don't kill me. But she is old. And I think that'll possibly hit her. No, I'm not going to go with the Aces. I'm going to go with the Storm because the one defining answer here is really who can guard Breanna Stewart, and nobody can. The Seattle Storm do have the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in that African girl, and she can ball, she can get rebounds. She's like a Dikembe Mutombo 2.0, literally, but she can score the ball. I can't remember her name, and so she presents a big problem for Aja Wilson. But Aja Wilson is going to get her 25 regardless. She's going to get her double-double, 25 and 12. She's going to get that regardless. But if she can get into that, if she can get just a little bit of assistance from the three-point line, I like the series to go 5, and I like it to go to the very, very end, in which it can come down to the fourth quarter. Often WNBA games come down to the fourth quarter. And so, I like the Seattle Storm to win the series. I like them to win in 5, but it will become very interesting, and the Aces will come out ace in game 2. So I got the Aces winning game 2, and then we'll see how things go. But I like it to be like a tit-for-tat type of series, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
With the Seattle Storm in 5. All right, so that covers the WNBA Finals. It's been a very entertaining WNBA playoffs, by the way. And so very interesting stuff. Let's now, before we get to our NFL picks, man, let's talk about the Sox and Cubs. They always, the Cubs at least. The Sox, just curious, man. Were you impressed by their run? Like, I know it was disappointing, but I think there's some positive takeaways. What do you think, man?
No, I mean, overall, I'm not ticked off or anything like that. After, just reviewing it and just letting it sink in, like, I'm excited for next year.
Good.
We just gotta, because we was missing one of our really good pitching talents because I think he opted out. So
yep, sure did.
So that plays a big part because I know pitching is the only real weakness here, and so our pitching staff should get better by default entering next year. So I mean, we definitely prove we can hit the dang ball anywhere. So
absolutely.
So no, I'm excited. The youth, the veterans, I'm excited for the White Sox.
Abreu for AL MVP.
Oh yeah, he better win by far. It's not even close.
Abreu for AL MVP.
And show my guy Tim Anderson give him some love by giving him a little votes there as well, man. Because he deserves that conversation.
Get him for comeback player of the year.
Man, we got talent, man. I feel like the division is definitely ours next year once we get our pitching under together, and it's almost we're just about there. That's what I feel. Mm-hmm. What you think?
Yeah, man, I stand with you. The future's bright on the South Side. We got legit contenders that's going to not be pretending next year. They're going to be about it next year, especially if we get our pitching going. The White Sox now see what it's like to be under pressure. They see what it's like to be in a playoff battle. That helps teams tremendously. So the White Sox, they, grew up. The 2 games they lost, they could have won both. Game 2, man, I mean, it came down to bases loaded in the 9th inning. And if, man, that would have been epic. If man, Abreu would have got that hit off, it would have been epic, man. And so, the White Sox, they show heart, they show youth, they show talent. It's no reason for us not to think that this won't be a good team. It's no reason why I think that they can't be a great team. I mean, what evidence do I have outside of the picture? Especially like you state, when we have this prospect who had a great 2018-2019 season to come back this year. And so it'll be very exciting. Sorry, not a 2018. Baseball is only 1 year. So great 2019 season. And so we expect him to come back next year, man, in 2021. And he can be a part of that rotation. You know, and so yeah, things are looking bright for the Sox, man. They just, they got to learn how to finish games. They got to, and I think the playoffs has helped them mature. So that'll be very important going forward. I think the Sox, man, next year, y'all got to look at the Twins as being the Twins. They are a great regular season team, and they choke in the playoffs. They are another Milwaukee Buck. They literally get to the playoffs, and they don't win any games. The Twins and the Cubs are twins. They get to the playoffs, and they blow everything. They just choke. They don't put up no runs. They get shut out every game, and they be done in 2 to 3 days. And so it's a very quick playoff for the Minnesota Twins. So you got to treat them that way. You got to treat Detroit like the Tigers. Right now they're not even Tigers. They're like Cubs pretty much, or baby Tigers. So treat them the same way. You got to worry about the Indians, yeah. But the Indians right now, they appear to be on eggshells too. So the division is yours. The world is yours. So the things are looking bright on the south side. On the other hand, however, things are looking dim on the north side. My tone is about to change because we're talking about the Chicago Cubs. And I start talking slow and dreary because that's what it's like watching the Cubs. They have no bats. They have no offense. It is miserable watching this team. They are pathetic on the offensive end of the bat. They can't score runs. They literally got shut out the entire playoffs. Didn't score a run. 3 for 27, okay, with players on base. And the superstars yesterday for our team, Javier Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant, who I've been saying they are all washed up. Anthony Rizzo needs to get in the gym with his fat belly. Excuse my French. All three of these guys literally went 1 for 12. 1 for 12 yesterday. And overall, went 3 for 20. It wasn't 27. It was like 25 or something. So literally these guys did absolutely nothing for the money that they received. Kyle Schwarber can't hit the ball. Gordon Hayward, we always knew that you were an offensive liability, that you were a great defender. And you are a leading catalyst always for a gold glove, especially on the defensive end. But we need bats, man. And so we was hoping that Ross could come in, David Ross, and give us a youth spark. But right now the Cubs just need a youth spark on their roster, period. They need more solid bats. They need somebody to come in that's hungry, that want to play, and that want to run and do the things that it takes to get on base, period. So, yeah, sorry for the Cubs. The Marlins appear to be your curse, and you can't get past them. Every time you play them, you lose. They kick your butt, and they usually go on to do good in the playoffs.
I think every time that the Marlins make the playoffs, they win the World Series.
I know, yes.
Which is
that.
wild.
Thank you. You literally was taking the words out of my mouth because that's where I was headed. 97, 2003, they won the World Series. Up to this point, then, actually, that means, Jamal, right, if I'm correct, they haven't lost a playoff series since they've been in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been, 17 years?
Yeah, so they haven't been in the playoffs in 17 years. They haven't lost a playoff series since they've been in the playoffs, pretty much. So, yeah, congrats to the Miami Marlins. Yeah, man, just, you got anything to say about the pathetic Cubs?
I'm gonna leave them alone. I know it was a tough outing for them. Yu Darvish definitely, until I think like the 7th inning was pitching lights out.
Yep.
I know scoring hasn't been the strongest suit, but it happens.
They lost to a rookie yesterday. It's no excuse.
It happens. They just gotta, just get back to what what their recipe of success is going forward. Next year, they're gonna always, as of right now, they'll be in contention, in their division going forward, because it's outside the Cardinals. It's like nobody, and I guess the Brewers have their number, quote unquote, but they'll be right back in the thick of things next year. Just got to, get back doing to what they do best. That's
right. All right. Well, you're very nice, Shamar. So, all right. Good season, Cubs. Good season, White Sox. All right. Let's now get into some NFL picks. We will make this quick this morning. We won't
Share
get
that
too
screen.
detailed about talking about the pathetic the pathetic New York Jets or the New York Giants, in which there has been a very, very large consensus on basically talking about how these teams, they make the playoffs, or sorry, we're not talking about baseball. We're talking about the NFL. How so like Damian Woody, guys on Get Up, they've been literally all over the New York Jets and the New York Giants. And they have full reason to be all over these guys because they are pathetic and they're tough to watch. They really are. And so you can literally see how just how depressed they look on the sideline for the New York Jets.
I mean, it's bad. And I think I said this last week, but the 49ers are the second best team in New York. They have 2 wins at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, yeah, and blowouts too.
Yeah, so it's the Bills 1, the 49ers 2, and then the bottom feeders in the bottom. So, I mean, it's bad. It's
Bottom
terrible.
feeders. Yeah, man. So, yeah, shout out to the New York Jets. If you tank, you can possibly get Trevor Lawrence. Hooray! So, all right, let's get into some NFL picks. So, we got the Saints going up to Detroit. Will the Saints bounce back, or will Detroit keep their momentum going?
Man, see, it's like I know the Saints been struggling. They ain't got Michael Thomas either. Michael Thomas out again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's the Lions, man. Lions always find a way to lose.
They do.
You know what? I'm gonna take talent on this one. I'm gonna take Kamara and the Saints to barely squeak by Detroit in this game.
Yeah, I can see it being a hard-fought game. Detroit they are tough when they have momentum,
Yeah.
and so they
It's
will
like
put up a fight.
they show flashes. They do of brilliance, and then other
Right.
times it's like same old Lions.
Same old Lions. Exactly. You take my words out of my mouth. The same old Lions will find a way to be the same old Lions, and they will lose this game to the New Orleans Saints. I like the Saints and a rout. Yeah, I think they'll eventually wear down the Lions. Chargers and Bucks. I'll make my pick first. I got the Bucks at home.
Fair enough. I think the Chargers probably end up losing by like between 7 and 10 points here. No Chris Godwin, he's out. Chargers have a pretty darn good tandem with corners, but I can see this being a Ronald Jones game here, and Bucks get it done, man.
Yeah, I like the Bucks at home in this one. Jags and Bengals.
Whew. All right, so I'm taking Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I'm believing the Joe Burrow movement here. Jaguars defense is atrocious. Bengals showed me a lot last week, going toe-to-toe with the Eagles, which has been the complete disappointment this year and a far superior team than the Bengals. But either way, I'm definitely like Joe Burrow. I think Bengals winning by like 2 touchdowns on this one.
Okay. Yeah, the Jaguars, I think they're beginning to show their true colors of the team who we thought they were. I like the Bengals at home in this one. I like how Joe Burrow's playing. I like Mixon to have a good game. And I like A.J. Green to have a bounce-back game and catch a couple end zone touchdowns in this one off the corner. So I think he'll get like 2 touchdowns this game against that banged-up secondary for the Jaguars. So Vikings and Texans. I'll start with this one. I like the Vikings to try and bounce back, but I got to go with the Texans to bounce back. These are against winless teams. This is a winless team game. I literally would think that this game would be like, um, prime time Vikings Texans. At least last year, that's what it sounded like.
Look,
But both of these teams are struggling, man. So
look, you picking the Texans, right?
I'm picking the Texans at home. Yes.
All right, let me I guess display the narrative here. So the Texans have probably had the hardest schedule through the first 3 games. The
They
Chiefs, the
have.
Ravens, and the Steelers. I mean,
Yep.
it is what it is. Their schedule going forward, the Texans are going to bounce back in this division. Texans are going to win this game. The Vikings, on the other hand, it's like what I've been saying last week and the week before and the week before. This team's defense is trash. They cannot really score points. Kirk Cousins, I think, is tied as far as interceptions this year with 6 of them.
Mm.
It's man, Vikings are imploding in front of our eyes. They suck. I'm taking Houston.
All right. All right. Seahawks and Dolphins. So the Dolphins are a tricky team. But I like the Seahawks and their veteran leadership, Russell Wilson. He don't choke games like this. I like the Seahawks in Miami.
I agree with you. This is a trap game, and this is also a very fantasy football friendly game as well. A lot of points going to be scored. But yeah, Seattle's defense is banged up too. Adams not playing, but I agree with you as far as Russell Wilson. I can't even count a number on my fingers how many times he might have lost the game to a team that's inferior like this. So no,
Right.
I'm taking Seattle.
Exactly. So, yep. All right. A good one. The Browns and Cowboys. I like this Brown team, and I've been on the record stating I like this Browns team. But however, I must explore the scenario that if the Cowboys lose, how the media will react, how the sports world will react to this team being 1-3 and damn near, arguably, if they lose, being damn near 0-4, if not for the miracle in Atlanta, to an allergic team of success, and that's used to choking, and the Falcons. So I stated I like this Browns team. I think they're a very talented team. They will challenge for a wild card. They will challenge for the division. I like Kareem Hunt. I like my guy Kareem Hunt and my guy Nick Chubb to really ground and pound this
Monsters.
really overrated Cowboys defense. Now the Cowboys got offensive explosion. So this makes for a really good game. Styles present fights, if that makes sense. Styles present fights.
Yeah.
Run versus very pass happy, very, very talented wideouts for the Cowboys. These guys got at least 4 wideouts that are great. And so the Cowboys, they can put up points with anybody. And I'm damn near tempted. I'm going to take the Cowboys. The reason why I'm going to take the Cowboys here is because I think their offense is very explosive, man. And I like the Browns. I really do. I just sometimes I know that the Browns can be very one-dimensional. And I don't know if they'll have a big passing day. This game would depend on OBJ. It would depend on Jarvis Landry, because the Browns will run the ball, but the Cowboys will pass the ball. This will be a good football game. There's stars all over the field in this game.
Yes.
Man, I would have to go with the Cowboys at home in a great game. 27-24.
No, I can see that. All right, so Cowboys secondary is shot. So if you're waiting for an OBJ explosion, this would be the game to do so. This can be this can turn into a shootout by far.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so I am very tempted to pick the Browns. If the Browns win this game, that's definitely progression for them. And I feel like I know the Cowboys, yeah, like you saying, media exposure and how that division's going. I mean, the freaking Washington football team is technically winning that division right now.
Yeah, man, they're in first place.
I don't want to get into them yet, but what I would say is, I guess the deciding factor for me is which quarterback is going to make the least amount of mistakes. And so based on track records, I'm going to have to pick Dak and the Cowboys to win a close game. So I'm going to go 30-24 here, Cowboys.
All right. Excellent. All right. Cardinals, Panthers. I'll make a pick. Cardinals.
Simple enough. I'm going Cardinals as well. One thing to point out, though, DeAndre Hopkins hasn't practiced all week, but I expect him to play. Panthers just does not have enough to keep up in this game to me because the Cardinals' offense is legitimate.
Right. Now, if it was the Chargers, I would go with the Panthers. But no, this is not the Chargers. This is the Cardinals. I think they're a well-rounded team. Colts and Bears, the big one. 3-0 undefeated Chicago Bears at home tomorrow afternoon at Soldier Field. October, that weather's starting to kick in. Colts, 2-1. Very dangerous team. This team looks for real. I know they lost week 1, but that record basically is stating that this could be a very dangerous football team, especially as the season goes along. But I would have to pick the Bears. And the reason why I would have to pick the Bears is I like the Bears defense to force Phillip Rivers. And I like our Pro Bowlers on every level. That is Akeem Hicks, that is Eddie Jackson, the Cal Fullers, the Khalil Macks of the world, to find a way to terrorize Phillip Rivers and make him turn over the ball once, twice, maybe 3 times, and get a score on Phillip Rivers. He throws a lot of pick sixes, if people don't know. I like the Bears to get a pick 6 here tomorrow. This game will be an exciting game. It'll be a close game. Even though I even would like the Bears with Mitch Trubisky as starting at quarterback. Either one, Nick Foles or Trubisky. And so Nick Foles, I think, however, will find a way to exploit the Colts defense in the middle. He won't turn the ball over. He'll find a way to be efficient and find a way to take what the defense gives him, which will often be the middle of the field, short passes, nice runs, and then, hit him every now and then with a nice, beautiful ball. And so I like the Bears in this one, 30-24.
Nice. All right, so remember when I said Kirk Cousins was tied for in the league with interceptions thrown with 6?
Okay, so
yeah,
okay.
The other person.
I see.
Yeah, so the Colts are a solid all-around team here.
They are, bro.
Because their defense has definitely stepped up this year.
I think they're number 1 ranked in the NFL right now.
Which I completely understand. But also, I want to say the Colts haven't really played too much of a competition yet either. I do not consider the Vikings competition.
Right.
So I guess what it comes down to me is kind of what you alluded to. Phillip Rivers turning the ball over against our defense, which I feel like now with Nick Foles as our quarterback can actually make you pay on the recipient of those turnovers and actually put the ball in the end zone. Now, as far as the offense, Colts defense is actually really good against tight ends. Jimmy Graham leads the NFL in 7 red zone targets. 3 of them came last Sunday. But I feel like we have weapons on offense. I feel like we can actually move the chains here against them. And the fact that we're at home, I feel a lot more comfortable picking the Bears here. I'm going to go 24-10, Chicago.
All right. Wow. All right. So it looks like we both got the Bears here. Ravens and the Washington football team. I like the Ravens to pull this one out.
Yeah, so
it's a trick game, I swear.
So, I'm going to give a shout-out to the Washington football team because, they're winning the NFC East right now. They definitely have showed flashes on offense and defense of what they can be later on in the future. Their run defense is really good, really good. Their defensive line is pretty darn good, too, as well. Now, with all that being said, I'm pretty sure Coach Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson feel a certain type of way how they lost last on Monday night. And so I feel like the Ravens are probably going to just rout them really quick. So, yeah, I got Ravens in the blowout.
All right. Giants and Rams, speaking of blowouts, I got the Rams in a blowout at home.
I second that motion. It's about to be a wrap.
All right. Patriots and Chiefs. Now, this is a good one. Cam Newton, Patriots, the Patriot way, they usually win games like this, y'all. So it would not be surprising for me to see the Patriots pull off a stunner here. The Chiefs are coming off a game where they didn't really play so hot. 2 weeks ago, they didn't play so hot against a team that they should have blew out. And they had a very tough time with those guys. I can't remember the team, but last week they made
Chargers.
work. Yeah, the Chargers. But and that's a division game. Division
Right.
teams, division games. You know, those are often tight battles. But the Chiefs are at home. They are playing the Patriots, however, with vets in that secondary, with Devin McCourty, the reigning defensive player of the year. And so this will be the game. This will be a very good football game. It's chess here. This is chess right here. Two of the greatest head coaches of all time going at it. But I can't pick against the Chiefs. I probably arguably might pick the Chiefs 16 times this year. I can't pick against them. There's no evidence for me to pick against the Chiefs. So I like the Patriots, man. They're the Patriots. They usually win games like this. They might win this game, but I find no reason to pick against the Chiefs, so I got to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, especially since Kansas City is at home. Like,
right.
And disrespect to New England and Bill Belichick, and I love Cam Newton as a player. I really do. But, I mean, Kansas City has no weaknesses on offense. I repeat, 0 weaknesses on offense. They are A-plus offense at home.
Right.
It's the Patty Mahomes show now, ladies and gentlemen. He is the best quarterback in the NFL, if you didn't know already. And I feel like that Patriots defense, as good as they were last year, and I know they have a lot of people opted out now, they're not holding the Chiefs here. And watch out for their running back, CEH. Apparently, Patriots can't stop Chiefs running backs. I've seen it time and time again. So yeah, it's a wrap. I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. Bills and Raiders. This is a trick game, especially being that they're in Las Vegas. I like this Raiders team. I really do. And I like them in an upset. This is my upset of the week. I got the Raiders over the Bills.
Man, I can't be mad at you. Man, that Raiders stadium, it looks so nice too. Like,
man. Bro, I was
art.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, everybody and mama get a chance to go to Vegas and they get a chance. I rode past it, man, and it's gorgeous. It looked like a big old marble. Big black marble.
I've never been to Vegas. I need to go. And that'd be one of the reasons why I want to see that stadium. But
yeah, it's right off the script.
Man, like, I don't blame you for beating the Raiders. They are like sneaky good. The Bills are playing great ball this year too. This is gonna be a great game. I'm actually excited to watch this game if I can. Oh boy. Look, I'm gonna take the Bills, and that's just because I'm a believer in Josh Allen this year, and I'm gonna take them by like a margin of 1 point, 24-23. But I will not be surprised if the Raiders rout them.
All right. Falcons, Packers. We'll get to the Eagles, Niners. I'll make that really quick. I got the Packers at home. Who you got for that one?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
And then I'm with you.
Yeah, and the Eagles, Niners. I think the Eagles are allergic to they've become just like the Cowboys. They're the typical NFC East team. Just really, really sad teams. Somebody got to go to the playoffs though. And so, however, the Eagles, they won't win this game. I think Nick Mullins and the 49ers at home will be too much for the Eagles tomorrow. I really do. And I like the 49ers in a route to beat the brakes off of them.
I'm 100% with you. Kittle is looking like he's playing. Deebo Samuel is going to be back. Eagles suck. I'm taking the Niners in a route.
All right. And just to note that me and Jamar, we will make a quick analysis of the Bucks and Bears this Thursday. And so for timing's sake, I got the Bucks to give us our first loss this Thursday.
And you know what? Man, I wanna pick Chicago. I do, because we're at home and it's a quick turnaround.
It's Sunday night. I mean, it's Thursday night.
And we don't have to travel.
Nope.
And Godwin is out. I'm picking Chicago. I'm doing it.
All right. Well, with that being said, man, appreciate your picks.
Always.
Those conclude World Odd Picks for week 4, and then of course Thursday night, this upcoming Thursday with the Bucks and Bears. And so, that includes our sports analysis. Just curious, Yamar, any final thoughts before we conclude the early morning sports talk podcast for this morning?
Well, you know, definitely wear your mask. Yeah, do that because apparently it's people are not immortal out here. Please do
Number
that.
45, right?
Yeah, that guy, that
Prime
guy.
example. Yes. All of a sudden, these folks out here want to wear their masks.
Yeah, so yeah, do that. And also, like I mentioned last week, if you do not like what's going on as far as these policies and these lawmakers, especially in your community, voting is basically a month from today, actually. Um, not only pay attention to the presidential election, but definitely, do some research and vote within your own community as well. That's more of a direct impact. So just, go out and
Yes.
do that.
Yep, and Jamar, I have to second everything you state. This morning I was actually going to get out and do early voting this morning at 69 West Washington. By the way, guys, you can get out and do early voting at 69 West Washington. Just not now. I thought it was going to be available September 24th. It's not, but it does start October 9th. So really, sorry, October 7th through October 9th, you can vote. So next Friday, I will find time to go do my early voting next Friday at 69 West Washington, or I can do early voting out where I'm at certain locations, but that'll be like later on this month. Or you can get out on Saturdays, guys. You can vote starting October 17th at 69 West Washington for early voting, so you don't have to wait. So I will get my vote out the way next Friday. And so with that being said, everyone, have a blessed and productive weekend. Be safe. Much love. God bless. And thank you all for attending to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Peace.
Deuces.
Dad, we here.